So since yesterday onwards, we are discussing about this administration stop and start, destinations creation, job schedulers, then availability performance matrices here, so configurations, operations. So all those things we are discussing here. If you go to the configuration tab here, if you go to the configuration tab here you can see there is a authentication and single sign-on here. Authentication and single sign-on. So what is this tab means here? Suppose if you want to configure the SSO configuration, single sign-on configuration, for the Java systems, we will use the SPNego configurations. So here we can add one of the identity providers. So if you have the identity provider will send us the one of the XML files. That XML file we have to upload it here. That XML file we have to upload it to the here. That XML file we have to upload the files and keys we have to upload it so that whatever the users we have in the identity service providers, right? Identity providers, right? So means either Azure AD, ADFS, Google IDP, whatever the users, same users can access this system without entering the any passwords, they can access it here. So that type of configurations, SSO configurations. So here we have to do it in this tab here. In this tab, we have to perform these configurations here. So any SSO. So normally Java systems, right? So maybe SPNego is the recommended approach. They will perform the SPNego here. For the Java above systems, we will configure the SAML2 configurations. SAML2 configurations we will do. Identity management means user management tab, same tab. So trusted systems. Trusted systems means suppose you are pulling the data or you are sending the data to the some other ECC or non-SAP systems, or you are trying to access something from the system via your browsers, via portal URL or something. So that time, so we have to add that systems into the trusted list here. So that, so if you add the system, suppose here, this is your PO system, PI system. But backend you have the ECC, you have the BW, you have the CRM systems are there. Normally, users will use the portal, they will log into the portal, they will grab some data from the ECC, CRM and all the systems here. So they will log into the here, if they created the RFC destination to grab some data or something they want to need it, then in this case, if they initiate the connection, but this will ask the user ID and password, or sometimes what will happen, maybe some background job or some connection, the document will not come to the in this phase. Why? Because so this system, this is the ECC system, this is the portal system. So both are in the different databases, both are in the different systems. So this system will not trust this system will not trust this one here. So that in this case, what we have to do, so that ECD system, ECP or whatever the systems we have, that system SSL, the server standard certificate, we have to export it. We have to import the certificate into the here. We have to import the certificate into the here. So that when the system certificate is available here, the certificate based authentication mechanism. This is called the certificate based, the trusted system certificate based authentication mechanism. So system to system, any call, any connection, anything is going to that system, ECP system. Now we imported the ECP system. All right. Same way ECD, some other systems also we can do it. Any connection which is going to the source system, so then that call, that connection will be trusted by your partner system, other systems, then easily you can grab the data here. So in the real cases also, sometimes we may face the multiple issues also. Maybe in the backend system certificate got changed, user is trying to get some data from the portal system, then you will not get the data. So something will happen, it will block it, it will not get the data. Why? Because that system, that partner system will not accept this system connection. So that in case, so in above level, we have the SMT1 trusted system concept. Here we have the concept is called trusted systems here. Here also we have the concept, but here we don't have the transaction code here. We will go to the trusted systems here. Here we will import, we will add the that certificates manually here, so that whatever the system you are adding here, that system will be trusted without any issues, without any asking the user ID and password. The SS will work. That is the concept purpose. We have trusted system concept here, right? So we can trust to the system's configuration, maintain the relationship between the issuing and accepting the system. This is issuing the call that will should accept it here. Why? Because it is to should trusting that system. So that purpose, the certificates we are importing here. SSL system, SSL means some kind of HTTPS protocol configuration, HTTPS configuration here, HTTPS configuration here. So HTTPS configurations here. Suppose, so HTTP means nowadays it's not the trusted one. It's not secure, non-secure one. Hackers are in the browser level when the calls are going to the backend system, that calls are not trusted here. So if you want to configure the HTTPS is the more securable sites, right? We want to configure, we need to come to the here, then go to the edit mode, then we can enable the HTTP, we can enable it, HTTP ports. Just click on the one of the HTTP port, whatever the port you want to configure, you can configure the ports here. You can configure the ports, so that if you configure the ports, so that what will happen? So you can access the systems by using HTTPS 54001, 54001. So the ports 54001, we can access the system. So we can access the system here. So if you have the HTTPS, it is temporarily the attacks will happen here. So attacks will happen, so the credentials and everything will be so scammed here. That's the reason. So we should use the trusted one. The certificate, that certificate also should be trusted. The certificate also should be signed by the CA authorities here. The CA authority here. This time, so here there is certificate concept here. Normally, when you are accessing the any site from the Google or somewhere, so either YouTube or Google, everything, the connection is trusted here. The connection is trusted here, right? There is a connection is secure, which means that is using the HTTPS only, which means the certificate is valid here. The certificate is came from the valid certificate authorities, signed by the CA authority should sign that certificates here, should sign that certificates here, so that any connection or any call that should be trusted. So no one will hack your system, no one will theft data of your system, and everything should be clear. So if you have this one, what will happen? If you are in the non-secure mode, it's in the non-secure mode. You are in the non-secure mode, which means so hackers immediately they can hack our systems also anytime. But because it's not the secure one here, we are using the HTTP, not the HTTPS. Nowadays, everything should be the HTTPS only. But because to secure their sites and everything, web URLs and everything, we need to make the secure. So that type of SSL configurations, so we have to enable it in the system. That we have to enable it in the systems. We have to enable it here. So that configuration, one-time configurations, we have to do it in this case here, right? So destinations means creating the connection to the your other SAP or other backend system, other SAP, non-SAP, third-party suits. We can create the connections here. We can create the connections here, right? So some other connections, system connections and everything, we can create it. I hope no one created one more connections to our backend other systems also. Yesterday I explained, right? You need to create the connections to the NWD, ECD. So some other systems also you have. So why you are not created, right? As I mentioned, right? Okay, that's fine. So certificates and keys here. This is a very important normally. So normally in the above level, we have the S-Trust SSO2 is the transaction code for the certificate related, right? All the system internal certificates or external certificates. So we will import into the S-Trust SSO2 transaction code here, right, in the above level. Here in the Java level, Java is the URL based concept here. Here you need to go to the Java here. Here go to the certificates and keys here. Here we need to import the certificates here, which is the SAML certificates. So for SSO purpose, we can use the SAML to PSC. Here inside of that one, we can create the certificates, right? Suppose SSL certificates, we can use it. ICM certificates. So then whatever the certificates. So if any, these all are the common. SAML2 configuration is for the, so if anyone, you configure the SSO, other person wants to log into our system without any user ID and password, means that other system providers like Azure or AD, that AD related certificates we have to import to the here, so that other person will log into the system without any issues. If any third party certificates or anything, either ECP system by third party or our backend SAP systems related certificates, we have to import into the portals. So certificate based authentication. When you add the systems into the your trusted systems list, automatically that the certificate will come to the in this list here. So that whatever the systems are there in this list, system will only trust that systems only. So it will not create any problems. Suppose some of the banking sites, banking servers you need to export or you need to import that servers to the here. Then you need to integrate it. Then in this case, that banking related SSL certificate we have to import to the here. Our system certificate they have to import their end, so that both the side handshake will happen. They can pull the data in the systems. They can pull the data in the system without any issues here, right? That trusted related CAs and everything we can import to the here. So the mainly your ticket by key store for SSO purpose SAML2 configurations. So these are the important here. SAML2 configurations. So ticket by key store. These certificates are important. Normally we will work on it here. So if any activity you are doing, just we can export the certificates. Tomorrow again, if you want to import, we can import to the certificates here. So any activity, certificate renewals or anything, we can export it. Then we can export it base. So it's a base 64 nowadays. Then we can download the certificates. Then once downloaded, then we can import the certificates. We can import the certificates after the activity is done. Something you want to import, we can import it here, right? So that is the certificate related system certificates here, system related certificates here. Okay, so that is the certificate related things. We can check it out here in the certificates and keys. So virus scan providers. So normally won't use this one. Kind of some scanning scanning our systems. So for the virus as document, why? Because people will will store the multiple documents as, so multiple data will store in our systems, right? So if any they are uploading, if you want that to scan that one, there is a option here, virus scan provider. Normally who will use this option? As of now, no one will use these options here. So here maybe we have to enable these profiles, I think, to scan it, so that system will scan it while uploading to the document, everything is correct. So then the data will be uploaded into your SAP system here. That may be the reason scan providers, virus scan providers. Normally I never used as of now this concept. Clickjacking means whitelisting URLs here. Sometimes what happens, so we cannot, suppose like some other third party banking sites, DMZ servers are there, we cannot connect those servers and everything here. So in this case, so whitelisting, or sometimes what happens, our systems, some other persons will not connect to our system, some other servers here, which means which is in the DMZ zone, or some other in the, so there are restrictions, security restrictions here. In this case, what we can do, we can put them into the whitelisted entries. We can configure it here. Whitelisted, we can configure it here. So that whitelisted, if you configure it here, this host will be a this host. So we can the people can access anything from any URL, they can access it. The host name, this is the host name, so that they can access the all those things, we can access it here. So there is a host name is required, some valid host name we have to mention, some .com, something like that we have to maintain, I guess. Whitelisting means, so sometimes what happens after the outage, weekend outage, so maybe they have applied some security features they have applied, so we may have to maintain that server details into the clickjacking whitelisting configurations here, so that application, so here we have to configure it here. Normally we won't use this one normally. So only certificates, destinations, so trusted systems. These are the more frequently useful information here. ADS, Adobe Documentation Related Services here. We want to configure the ADS. So there is a file, ADS file, we have to download it. We have to import to the here. So the key file we have to import it. There is a password, ADS. So Adobe Documentation pages here, that related things. So that related things we have to do the configurations here. Applications resources, which means, so some resources, yeah, some JDBC, JMS, connection factory related resources here. Here you can see the whether the resources are available or not, what is the dependency, what is the properties, what is the application name, what is the, so those related details. Services which are installed in our server, which are running, those related details, we can see it in the application services here. Destinations we know. Jeco connection, Jeco RFC providers here, is above to Java related connections here. Suppose sometimes people will pull, or people will use the program IDs to connect it, program IDs to connect it here. So that time above side we will create a one program ID that we have to maintain it in the here, so that above to Java the communications will run here. Above to Java the Jeco connections will run it here. Suppose example above side, let me go to the our ECP here. So Jeco connection, Java connections here. So above side, normally we will create the R3 connection. If it is the, so Java system, right? Maybe HTTP connection, we can take it out. Sometimes we may have to create the program ID connections, program connections, TCP IP connections here, TCP IP connections here. In this case, so you have to maintain the one program ID. TCP IP means you have to maintain the one of the program ID, we have to maintain it here. So where we have to maintain means, so in the, just if you type here, suppose example, so Java, okay. So the program ID we can register on the here. Suppose example JVI underscore the program. You are registering this program. But because above to Java, the communication will happen based upon this program here, right? The gateway details we have to maintain. Then program ID I am using here. Connection test, that will fail, definitely will fail. Why? Because it's not registered in the gateway side here. So now Java side, what I will do, I will create the gateway connection here. What is the program ID? What is the gateway host of your system here? SAP Windows 1, SAP GW. What is the program ID? Gateway service details, we have to fill it here. Where the gateway exists, here gateway, it's a 20. Then finish, use the RFC destination name ECP. Now we have to maintain it here, finish. Just start it here. Reason application RF that access the ECB does not exist. Destination, we have destination, right? One destination here. Where is the destinations here? Yeah, we have the destination is there. Okay, this is the HTTP destination. Oh, not the RFC destination. Okay, on RFC destination, we have to create it here, like ECP RFC destinations. Then, why? Because via this RFC destination, it will talk to the your backend, no load balancing activity. So then target host SAP Windows 1, instance number 20, system SID, ECP, then gateway host not required. So language EN client 100 client user basis. Okay, it is connected now. So what will happen to establish the communication between the systems? So between the ABAP and Java, we have to use the this destination here. These destinations we have to use it here. ECP RFC, ECP RFC here. So that here the Jeco will be started here. The Jeco will be started here. Then ABAP level also it will be started. Both will be communicate each other. Some other purpose. So we may have to establish the Jeco connection here. Jeco connection we have to use it here. There is a some message server details are missing. Somewhere it is missing. We have to maintain the details in the destination side. Our gateway details we have to maintain. SAP Windows 1, SAP GW20, it's a local system connection. Oh, the local system. SAP Windows 1. Okay, it is done. Now refresh, start. So, so that both the systems will talk to the same program ID. So some other usage purpose we may have to use this one here. You may have to use this connection here. So here, so that the gateway side, this all will be so pointed. Then here we have to maintain the gateway value, the gateway values of the above front end and back end. We have to maintain it here, gateway values here. So SAP Windows here, SAP GW 20. Maybe something wrong we are giving gateway details. Parameter server host is missing.
I think we need to maintain a host entry, sir.
SAP MS, okay, those details we have to maintain, I think. In the host file entries, we have to maintain those details.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we can specify IP.
yeah, that's maybe the reason. So this is Jeco connections. Normally ABAP to Java connection side. So if anything, so see here, Jeco RFC provider, this provides the request of ABAP to Java request, dispatch the calls to the Java application. So from ABAP system, it provides the RFC dish. Technically, the service is based upon the Java connector here. To receive the calls from ABAP, so it started registered in the gateway. So normally, if anything, normally we have the RFC destinations, right, to pull the data and we can use this one here. So previously dual stack systems, we have this RFC connection should be required here. That's why we have, so this concept they have introduced it here. So licensing means same ABAP level S license how we have for Java license, Java side also everything is the license. So based upon this hardware key, based upon the hardware key, we will get the license from SAP marketplace. We can install from the SAP level. We can install those things from the SAP here. We can install it here, right? You can install that license from SAP, so that license will be valid here. They are the temporary license, that is also will be in the 3 months. So after the 3 months, the temporary will be so last, then system will be locked. So here system will be go to the red status. Only 30 minutes system is available. Within 30 minutes we have to import it. ABAP level you cannot log in, but at Java level, when you restart it, each restart 30 minutes system will allow. After the license expire also we can log in, but only valid 30 minutes only. Within 30 minutes only, again system will be locked. That's what we have to do it here. Message server details, whether server does some functionalities, release information, something we can check it out from the in the message server. So SLD, I will explain it. So when the SLD configuration side, SLD data supplier configuration, which means for ABAP systems or Java systems, we need to push the data to the SLD. SLD is the system landscape directory. Each every Java systems, the SLD will be installed. SLD will be installed each Java system. So we have to maintain that system details into the SLD here. All our technical system details should be available in the SLD, so that solution manager will communicate, or PO systems will use these details, and all those things will use by the systems. So all our whatever the systems you have in your landscape, all the details we have to maintain in the so SLD we have to register. So for that one we need to send ABAP system RZ70 SLD cust API cust, we can use it. For Java systems we need to use the this data supplier configuration, we have to use it here, so that if you maintain SLD details here, so that your system details, your system related information will be saved into the SLD. That is the SLD data supplier configuration here. The next one, maybe we can configure it, but we should have enable it here. There is a destinations, we have to create it. So SLD topic time, I will explain it. Java system properties here. So Java system properties here. So anything you want to change Java level. Normally we have the profile parameters. There we can change the some instance specific and everything. So inside of the some of the functionalities related settings are available here. Suppose like if you want to change the memory parameters, some memory VM related parameters, system parameters, environments, some applications, we can use the so this Java advanced properties, we can use it, we can configure it here. So here if you want to change anything in the Java level, here we can use the Java system properties. Suppose I want to increase the threads, I want to change the threads, I want to decrease the threads, I want to increase the memory. So all the things we can do it in the in the in this thread manager. Suppose I want to increase the thread time limit to the 2000 to 3000. I want to increase the application threads to the 60 to 70 or 40 to 50. If you want to increase it, we can increase it here. We can increase it here. Okay. So that is the so those things, any specific services, specific things, any properties we want to change it, the memory parameters. So anything we can change it here. In the Java memory parameters also there are some memory areas. There are three main memory areas in the Java. So heap, max heap, new size, max new size. So they are the perm size, max perm size. So there is some parameters here. Heap is the main. Heap is the main. Heap limit is configured to use the 4 GB only here, which means if any node, any server node is configured to use more than one or more than 4 GB, means more than configured GB, then it will generate the out of memory dumps here. So here heap, if the heap is exhausted, then your Java system will be down. Java system will be restarted due to the out of memory issues. Most of the out of memory issues we may face it from the heap only, because of each Java node, each Java server node will occupy the 4 GB will each Java server node will occupy the 4 GB of RAM memory, main memory here. So 2 Java nodes means 2 GB, 2 into 4, 8 GB. Another 4 GB is required to add the this one. This one is required to add this one here. Okay, so that is the concept of the Java memory areas. So above level ST02 parameters RZ10, RZ11 we can change it. But Java, this is the Java here. The Java means there is a URLs. Only using the URLs we have to change it. So URLs means if anything you want to change it, Java properties we have to go it there. Specific service you need to select it. Then we can change the all the VM related, all the parameters, we can disable it, all those services related settings, all will be available here. We can change the settings in the Java properties. In the Java properties here, we can change it out here. This is nothing, we cannot do anything. This is also here nothing, we will do it here. Application models. So I think here class loader weaver. This all are the configurations related things here. We never touch this one. Log configuration. Okay. So basically Java will generate the based upon the error message, it will generate the logs. We want to increase the severity of the logs. I want all the logs should be displayed. So that we can increase the severity of the job log. Then we can collect all the information. We can collect all the information we can collect from the logs. Suppose you are troubleshooting the one issue, that log is not much important. So that log is not much enough to troubleshoot it in the SAP level, or then we can just to increase the trace level. So what is the path of the log, we can increase it. Then we can perform the investigations here. This is called the log configuration of the Java here. This is the log configuration of the Java here, right? Here system registry, system information, trusted systems. Again, these all are repeated here. Again, these all are the repeated here. Scenarios, configuration wizard here. Suppose in the system, if you want to enable the new functionalities here, as soon as system installation is done, if you want to enable the new functionalities or anything in the Java level. So here we can go to the configuration, we can enable it here. So normally in SAP level SPRO, how we will execute it here. Here also we can execute that related thing. Suppose you want to, system is done, then you want to enable the PI related installation steps. You want to activate the work center, some other functionalities you want to activate it here. Then here we can execute this task list. We can execute it here. We can execute this task list here. So that functionality, the new functionality will come into the picture here. So that is the new functionalities. Suppose you installed for portal, you want to activate some other new features, you want to activate it here. Some other new features you want to activate it here. In this case, we have to go to the configuration wizard. Here we can activate the new functionalities. There is a functional unit configurations here. Here you can activate any other. This is one of the Java post installation activity. As soon as installation is done, the base Java configuration come. You want to perform the configurations. Then go to the functional unit. There we can perform the task list execution, whatever you want it. So that will be tracked here. Okay, that is a configuration wizard, which means any configurations, any functionalities you want to activate it. Then here we have to come to here. Then we have to go to the initial configuration. Suppose like initial configurations, auto functional unit configurations. Then we have to enable that options. We have to enable it here. So suppose like you see, all the configuration tasks will be displayed here. So here not executed. You want to enable the activation of the work center. you want to enable the PI, you want to enable something. So then here by default you won't get all the functionalities. Here based upon the task list execution, you need to just execute it. Then so the related UWL, universal work list related things will be activated here. Here it will ask the ABAP administrator password here, then Java administrator password here, then master password here, so that the UWL which is required for the portal developers, so that functionality will be activated, that functionality related activated here. Any task, so we have to do this one like this, we have to enable it here. Here it is executing the task list, simple. Okay, so like this the task list we have to execute it here. Any means after the installation is done, actually we need to perform the, so this configuration, actually this configuration wizard, there we have to enable the functionalities there. This again same steps will repeated here. Few tabs will be repeated same here. Okay, this is the configuration wizard. Then tomorrow I will tell you about the troubleshooting steps, troubleshooting, how to check the performance, troubleshooting, all those things. And if any issues, how to fix it for Java level, then how to do the Java patching using the telnet or using the as some tool. So all those things will discuss tomorrow. Okay. So you meanwhile no need to go to deep level. Why? Because it's Java, right? So everybody said new what you can do. So just you can practice